Good evening, YouTube. This is Fontaine back again with another video. And my channel is called Grow From Within. My channel speaks of life experiences for those who would like to uh, kind of self help themselves when they're unable to afford counseling or the correct counseling. Because not all counseling is good counsel. But from my experience, I use the Most High, the Bible, other books that I could get a hold of to assist myself and really just learn to open up and and come out of my introvertness. Learn how to be more on the positive side, kind of balanced, I guess, because I do know that going we'll talk about any and everything on my show, and for whatever reason, the internet keeps going in and out. So I apologize for that. You'll get that off and on throughout the video, possibly. So I apologize in the beginning. But today's topic is based on why are lies acceptable to people? So we did another freeze there, a little freeze. So I'm going to just restate the title. Why are lies acceptable to people easily, but truth has to find its way. It's still freezing, so I apologize. We're gonna get through this. So if you've noticed that various and I get a lot of my messages through media because that's a part of my talents or gifts. I am connected to media. uh, I don't know if you heard of that, but I did find out that I can see a lot of messages through media. So it continues to freeze a little bit. My bad. But if you notice that various movies or TV shows tell stories, on how the majority are quick to believe lies in different movies. If you notice, the deception is like deep right there in the beginning of the plot, only to find out later that the stories were untrue. And so, why is this the case? Why is this the case? Let's look in the scripture regarding that. Okay. But first, just using our own common sense, there are but two kingdoms that we are aware of, right? We have one spiritual fence. So look at it like that. We got one spiritual fence. There's darkness on one side of the fence, and there's the light on the other side of the spiritual fence. So they're both spirit worlds, but what side uh, are you, prone to go toward or actually living on? Is the question. Now, uh, don't forget or just keep in mind that we do all have the free will to choose our sides, right? We all have free will to choose, okay? So, how do we know what side of the fence, other people chose? How do we know this? How do we decipher? How do we tell the difference? Well, in the word, our Father tells us, in the word, which is the Bible, our Father tells us to beware of false prophets, right? Who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly, inwardly, they are ravenous wolves. And it's almost like somebody is controlling my timer because 1 second stalls to become 2 seconds. I've noticed that. Anyway, we're gonna get through this. So you will know them by their fruits, right? That scripture of Matthew 7, 7th chapter with the 15th and 20th verse. So it speaks of the different fruits. Uh, if you want to pull that up and kind of read through. I'm gonna just read a few. Lasciviousness, lust, fornication, excess of wines. That's too much drinking. Now you can drink, but you have to be balanced with it. I used to drink and want to drink and drink and drink and not realize that, okay, lady, if you got issues, drinking ain't gonna help it if you're drinking too much. It makes it worse. So I had to find my balance. So if I do decide to drink something, I really can't even do what I used to do, even if I wanted to. I don't even have that craving anymore, which is, a blessing for me that I've received balance just by way of obeying what the Most High is telling me to do. So He took the taste out of my mouth to the point where I knew, I could drink, in other words, and I would know, okay, that's enough. 2 glasses, I'm good, you know. Anyway, but murder is one of the attributes, or shall I say, the actual fruit. Murder, stealing, lying, cheating, gossiping, slandering. Too much, that's gluttony, idolatry, so forth and so on. Okay, so I'm that just read a few of those off. But at this point, remember that the enemy can imitate, and that's his purpose, is to imitate the Most High in many ways. And we have to know the many devices of Satan, the many tricks and things that the enemy can use to try to infiltrate and uh, seem of light, but is not. And so, this information alone reveals why lies are used and tolerated. They follow with a type of their own code. They follow each other. Okay, I'm still waiting. Okay, sorry about that. That was another disconnection of the service, so I apologize about that. And again, like minds understand like minds, and therefore they follow each other based on their code, on in an automatic way. It's like something automatically they do. But our Creator, the Most High God of all gods, gives us time for us to make the choice of our life, of what path and what side of the fence we want to live on. Will we choose life or death? And in doing so, this in doing this, your fruits will appear, right? Even more. So, in other words, if you are living and doing your best to do the right thing by by your own vessel, you're trying to do the right thing by other people. You're trying to make the right decision based on what job that you're in or what job you chose to do, and just with life in itself. And so those who live to do what is right, no matter what, the side of the fence they stand, people can see through the lies and other deceitful traits. If you have really dwelled on the side of light, yeah, we do know common sense plays a big part, but at the same time, deceit plays another big part. So the more you stay on the light side, the better you'll be able to see through the deception of the enemy, these different devices of Satan, or the enemy, I should say. But after the lies are told, right? After the lies are told to those who give life to it, because you give life to the lies when you put your energy toward it. So I'm gonna say, if you whatever you pay attention to, you give it life. And that's what people mean by whatever you put your energy into. Because some people don't even get that term. They never heard that term, your energy, because people don't realize that we are energy. I am multi-dimensional, in fact. I don't know if you claim that, but I know who I am. Anyway, whatever you put your mind to or base your attention to focus on, that's you putting energy into it, therefore giving it light. So when you give it light, you give it life. And that's when the lie starts to live. Because the more you add people, the more people that you add to the lie or the deception or whatever it is, then it starts to become a type of truth to some until it's proven incorrect. Feel me? Now, the illusion, let's see here. After the lies are told to those who give life, or should I say energy, to bring life to the lies, right? Therefore, giving them the illusion to appear true or not true. But once they get, once the person gets enough energy to dwell on the situation with jokes, laughter, and then they actually feel something from within that they've done something or accomplished, something, you know, then basically what they've done is brought something negative from nothing to something, not realizing the emotional abuse toward those who have become their subject, right? So, just to pick back on me, because I don't mind telling my truth about what I experienced. There was, in fact, a season in my life that I too had participated in some behaviors like that. But I realized that each time I participated in jumping on the bandwagon of lies and not really checking out, if this is true or not, instead of just joining in with the crowd. Each time I did that, my soul was being convicted, and I was convicted of that, meaning I had this small voice telling me that I was doing something wrong. And so I was in my ignorance at the time of doing these, of doing things first without thinking of the consequences of, hurting people's feelings and even hurting myself, because the Most High still looks down on that and you have to pay for it. But the stuff we thought of as small talk or conversation, I guess, is teenagers, young adults, I guess even adolescent age, it was toxic regardless. It was just toxic in nature. It was, and nobody really taught us at that age of a thing being toxic or a behavior being toxic. We only knew just the basic right or wrong, and then that became so vague and ignored to the point where nobody really cared. And so, yeah, so uh, as we continue to get the tap on their shoulder to let us know that it's wrong, or for our spirits to convict us and check us, that spiritual nudge and inner voice that checks us. And so it's going to let us know that we're out of bounds. And that's all it's doing. Don't ignore that nudge. Look at yourself, check yourself, and see how you can make that change and turn it around and make it for the better. Because how do you believe that you are going to be blessed by the Most High and you want to be respected out here, but you still doing things that does not, in fact, allow your blessings to come through. It actually blocks your blessings. So, do we choose to continue the same path, you know, or turn around and make a change? The question is up to us, you know. What or who do you call God in your life, right? I do know that the truth will come eventually. And so the tables turn due to spiritual law or universal law, whichever you want to call it. But basically, truth always finds its way, period. So I just wanted to speak on that to give y'all a little bit of something to ponder on when it comes to making the right decision, because it's like people are claiming to be adults, but a lot of adults are not acting like adults. They will play the role out in the open. Then behind closed doors, they become a totally different person, which is their business. But you can't expect somebody to respect you when you wearing your fruits on you all day long. If people are tuned and tapped in, inner knowing who's doing what, and it all comes out sooner or later. So if you like that video, you can like, share, and subscribe, and uh, tune in for the next as well. But again, videos in regards to my authentic way of sharing the truth, just by way of my testimony. So I love you guys, and you guys take care and have a great the rest of your night. Thank you.